Slovenia is absolutely gorgeous. I spent a lot of time picking where I wanted to go for this trip. The main thing that I was looking for was to be in nature with the mountains. There are so many amazing places in this world to achieve this, but one of the selling points on this trip was that Slovenia is relatively small and we could achieve a lot within 9 days, and we wouldn't have to spend ages driving in a car to get from place to place. The country is just downright gorgeous. We went in early October, which honestly was the perfect time for active adventuring. The weather wasn't too hot, but we also didn't get too much rain while we were there. We landed in the Ljubljana airport and immediately drove over to Lake Bled as our home base for the next few days to do some hiking there and also around Lake Bohinj, which is where you can see us hiking now. Our first day started off as a real banger. We went all out and hiked all day. We hiked about 8 miles on what was a much more technical trail than I had expected. All the trail ratings on all trails are relative to the area they are in, so a moderate trail in Berlin is very different from a moderate trail in the Julian Alps. There was 1,300-foot elevation gain over 3 miles, and then stunning views as we rolled along the ridgeline to a hut for a late but nice and warm lunch.
This is Vintner's Gorge. It is a one-way path through this beautiful gorge, and you have to wear a hard hat. So far, it's super beautiful. Let's go.
I would recommend this visit here off-peak hours because it's impossible to get away from the crowd if you're stuck in it. We could see people behind us as we finished, just walking in hordes of people, and that's just not as fun. This stunning valley has a bunch of wooden walkways through it, so you are walking directly above the water for a lot of this. It's a very casual walk with just stunning waterfalls and dramatic landscapes. It is a paid and ticketed walk, but I would highly recommend. We fully enjoyed this. Back in Lake Bled, we took a boat ride out to the famous church on the island inside the lake. You can also ride over on a boat that someone else rows, but where's the fun in that? We rented the boat for 1 hour, and it was the perfect amount of time to boat over, have a coffee, and boat back. It was a nice casual little ride.
2 coming up. All right. Oh, there we go. Put them the right way. All right, off we go.
Yeah, get those eyebrows down. They help you focus.
They do.
From this very lake, you can see Lake Bled Castle. We went up to the castle for a 5-course tasting menu. The views up here were spectacular at sunset. We were rewarded with the most beautiful sunset. And because we were going to the restaurant with a reservation, our entrance to the castle was free. Here we found the most fun printer making paper inside the castle, working with historical tools. It was so cool to see him work, and I had to pick up a souvenir.
Now push, strong. Okay, good, and up. Yes.
Oh, it's crooked.
It
It gives a character.
And then it was time for us to leave Lake Bled and cross over the Visk Pass. It was so foggy when we woke up this morning, I had considered changing our plans to take the long way around. And I am so glad I gave it a chance because it ended up being a beautiful day, but also the very last day of the season that the pass was open.
This is the no, I'm saying that right, pass. And we're only at hairpin turn number 4, and there's 50 of them. So we have a long way to go. It's already starting to get so epic.
And we had stunning views with very little traffic. This pass is made up of 50 hairpin turns, which is intimidating beforehand, but it's really not so bad if you just take it slow and steady. The road offers countless stopping points and viewpoints to take breaks if the driving becomes too much. You could also take a longer break and go for a hike at really almost any point because you are just so deep into the mountains. The Visk Pass is in Triglav National Park, which is home to the tallest mountain in both Slovenia and the Julian Alps. We took a break at the top of the pass to get out and walk around in a casual hike. There are also some mountaineering paths here that depart. This is where you would get to the summit of Triglav Mountain. So you really could have any range of casual walk to difficult hike to straight up mountaineering. We'd hoped to have lunch at the restaurant here, but it was closed for the season. Luckily, we had a ton of snacks in the car. We made a day of taking the drive and exploring the area along the pass road. After a day spent mostly in the car, we were ready to get out and do some more adventuring. On the other side, we found the Soca River. It has a distinctive blue color that is so striking in person. The Soca River Valley has so much to offer.
I told him it moved a lot. You couldn't hear me.
One of the first things that we did was stop at a sign that was by the side of the road in order to buy goat's cheese off of a farmer. It was so good. We would fail to find any other cheese as good as this for the rest of the trip, but it didn't stop me from trying. In this area, there is a lot of hiking, river walks, camping, biking, and then just endless other sports. It's really a very outdoors adventure area. We then used the Soca Valley as our base for the next few days. We stayed in the teeny tiny little town of Bovec here, where we stayed in a delightful boutique hotel. It was very convenient to all of the activities in the area.
Ready?
As we did some active adventure sports like canyoneering and whitewater kayaking, as well as some hiking. I don't have a ton of footage from this because, well, I was busy whitewater kayaking. We then moved on to our next stay at Piran, which is on the coast. This is a tiny little section between Italy and Croatia where Slovenia has coastline, and the town is so much Italian influence that I feel like I couldn't tell the difference.
There's no sunset to speak of. The sun should be right there.
And already it was time to start making our way back to Ljubljana. On the way, we stopped at the Postiana Caves. This cave has a little train going through it when you take your tour, and it was just too cute to pass up. Honestly, it worked out really great for us because it was really rainy outside this day. This collection of caves is huge and has been commercially open to tourists for over 100 years. Though back then it was a much more adventurous visit where you had to crawl your way through little caverns and rappel your way through, and now you walk on paved paths and get to take a train most of the way. We explored Ljubljana at a leisurely pace and enjoyed good food while I took exactly 0 video of it. Thanks for joining. See you next time.